I've been asked to talk about pricing as part of the marketing mix. My argument is actually that as long as you get the other elements of the marketing mix right, price should be invisible. A really sophisticated pricing strategy can achieve a wide range of objectives. You can use it to increase yield, you can use it to increase volume of sales, and you can use it to promote accessibility. With a really sophisticated strategy, you can achieve all three of those objectives. This works particularly well in the cultural sector, I think almost perhaps uniquely, because the sector offers a huge range of variables that can be adjusted to achieve those objectives. The other advantage of pricing strategy is that it's very often structural, so that changes keep working year on year, and we believe that the potential for increases in both income and sales volume are absolutely huge. It's perhaps surprising then that my argument at this seminar about the role of price in the marketing mix is that price is actually the invisible ingredient in the mix. And what I'm arguing is that if you get all the other elements of the marketing mix right, the product, place, promotion, physical evidence, process and people, that actually price shouldn't be an issue. The reason for that is that I believe most people don't buy don't buy on the basis of price or not buy on the basis of price. Professor Malcolm MacDonald says that in any sector there's always a group who will buy purely on price. But actually he says that it's no bigger than 10%. What people buy on is value, and it's essential that you communicate value before people will buy. Or rather, you need to understand value, you need to create value, and you need to communicate value. And if you don't do those things, then price is absolutely irrelevant.
In 1999, we were closing the Place, dance venue in London, in order to engage in some lottery-funded redevelopment. And that meant we were closing down all of our programs and starting them again perhaps a year and a half later. And I thought, how are we going to do things completely differently in the new millennium? What's the program going to look like? How are you going to buy tickets? How much are you going to pay for them? And I was thinking about that standing in a queue for an EasyJet flight to Barcelona. They'd just begun EasyJet flights, and they had this remarkable new ticketing system whereby the earlier you bought the ticket, the cheaper it was. And I thought, actually, the Place Theatre isn't much different from the inside of an EasyJet airplane. Because we've got 300 seats and they've got about that. They're unallocated. That was a breakthrough back in those days. And I thought it was interesting that I didn't really mind what price I paid for the ticket, because I booked it just before the flight left, and I thought it's reasonable that I pay a premium for that. So we applied that principle to the selling of tickets at the Place. And we had a new price structure, which was 5 different prices. £5, the lowest, which anyone could buy, £7 for concession holders when the £5 ran out, £10, which you had to buy in advance, £12, which you bought, and if you wanted to change your mind and come on a different day, you could do that, and £15. And then, if you wanted to change your mind and didn't want to see it at all, you get your money back. So we changed the perception of value from that of what was going to be seen on the stage to the process of buying the ticket and the convenience and the conditions which were attached to the ticket. This meant that we were able to increase the yield by £1 over 5 years and keep the ticket prices absolutely stable, because we were selling 20 at each seat price, but after that we could determine what the prices were for the remainder of the auditorium. Now, that's worked up to now, but we've ratcheted up just about as high as it can go. So we're now devising a new system, which we're basing not so much on the airlines as the railways, and it's a simplification. There are now 4 prices, £5 in advance, that's considerably in advance, £7.50 for concession holders, which is available only as standby, £12, which is just a single ticket, and £15, which is a return ticket. And in this case, return means that you come back to the theatre and occupy a free seat sometime in the next 6 months. This is a good system for us because we often have free seats. And so although it looks like we're giving something away for the premium price and therefore it is of high value, it's actually something we can afford to give away because the seat would otherwise be empty.